Relative to this week or New York?
Sean, Daniel Jones might be the most mobile of the quarterbacks you've seen so far. How much of a problem does he present with his running?
I think quite a bit. When you go back and look at just his career, I've seen him with a walk-off touchdown against Tampa Bay. You get into some of your man coverages where the eyes are on the receivers and, rush patterns aren't perfect. He can climb the pocket and, instead of an 8-yard gain, he can. So he's real athletic. They'll use him on some design, cut QB runs. But that adds a dimension, relative to your defense, especially when you're in, some of your man-to-man coverages.
Sean, the news broke the last couple of days about Mrs. Vincent's possible succession plan. Just your thoughts on, I don't even know if you kept up with it, but
I haven't.
Nothing.
I asked Mickey about something, but I have no idea. I think she's going to outlive all of us, so I kind of paid more attention to things that affect me. But I just saw what you guys initially saw, but I haven't paid attention to it.
Sean, you guys have used two running backs to great effect, really, ever since you've been here, that have two different skill sets. What is the value in that, in keeping defenses off balance, especially, I guess, when you have them on the field at the same time?
Well, look, if they're on the field at the same time, there's a reason for it, and it's usually treated by the defense, kind of that second back, call it Alvin or Reggie or Sproles, as a third receiver. But also there's a wear and tear to that position, and I think it's hard. 16, 17 now regular season games. It's hard for that position to stay healthy. And so I think all along, I've been taught to have depth at that position. That there can be attrition there, and fortunately we're healthy, but I just think that's worked for us. Now, I just gave you 3 examples of some pretty unique, like joker guys that could catch the ball or do other things. If you don't have that, then you're in a different mindset. But I still think you need depth.
What have been kind of your takeaways from Tony's first 3 weeks? A young guy in that role.
It's been good. He had a good training camp, I thought. He had a real good training camp, and I think he's got some good film right now. Probably got to get him a few more touches. It was hard, obviously, when you play a game like we did in Carolina. No one's getting the snaps or the touches because we're not on the field long. But yeah, he's doing well. He's smart, and he has a lot of versatility.
So when you have like a week to get somebody like James Hurst kind of more up to speed to playing in that first unit alongside those guys, does that help you? Can you do more things now with him in there?
I don't think things change relative to what we want. I mean, look, he's an experienced starter really in our league, and so I don't think. Let's just take last week when Teron got hurt, which was fairly early, right? I don't think right away we're doing less because of his absence. I mean, we're running the offense, and if you said number 1, he has to block the end. If you start just very, very simply in pass protection, a lot of times in the run game, sometimes not, and then there's some nuances relative to the other things. But he's played for us at guard. He's a very versatile player, and I'm glad we have him.
Chad, has there been any benefit of just getting back here, getting in the routine?
Yeah, I think time. First off, time for the players. We're finished today. We'll meet, but you go through the week, and Wednesday staff meeting is at 5:30. When we were on the road, because it was more like 7:30, and so then you start game planning after that. 1 or 2 in the morning versus midnight. So time, because of your proximity, and it's all the other things. Obviously, the biggest thing relative to the game itself, though, is crowd noise. That impacts a game, and so Man, it has been, I can't think of the last, I'm guessing the last time we had crowd noise was a playoff game, right? And 2 years ago, you know, Minnesota, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
Can you get a sense of what it might be like Sunday? After like the fans have been waiting for almost a month for a home game?
Yeah, listen, I think they'll be excited. We're excited, you know. We've been practicing it because there's some things that take place defensively that are challenging. You know, when you have crowd noise, your communication on defense is stressed, like your offense is stressed when you're on the road. So there's a benefit defensively because it's harder to be. You can get off on the snap count, but there's still a communication challenge on defense with the crowd noise. So it's getting used to that.
So where's the confidence in Rosas right now after last week?
Say it again.
Confidence in Aldrich Rosas right now?
Oh, listen, he's a veteran player. He's got tremendous leg talent. And I look back really, and, you know, it's a tough kick to start when you have the winds. They're 14 miles an hour and really blowing across the field. It's a tough place to kick. And, again, I went through the type of game I thought it was going to be, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that, we went for it. We decided to kick it there, but he's doing good.
Bill designated Will Clapp for return from IR this week. Does that change anything with y'all this week, or just help with
It's
depth?
a designation. You know, that means if we want to bring him up, if we need to bring him up, we can. But we have a handful of these guys, hopefully in the next, call it 3 to 4 weeks, that we're going to have some guys gradually coming back. That's encouraging.
Sean, that Saturday meeting with the quarterback, when you guys kind of go over everything, does it help going through that a few times? Does it change maybe third, fourth time through it with a guy?
Well, look, each week is a little different because there's different plays. Yeah, you get in a routine. We typically have it 10 o'clock, 9:30 p.m. Saturday night, and we'll go through every play on the list. We'll cross a few off if we don't like them, and then we'll put a Sharpie dot next to the ones we like and try to get those called. But it also helps because you're really discussing the game, you know, through the quarterback's eyes and through the play caller's eyes. And so I think it's a good final review.
Does it help, like, talking to him maybe a few times, figuring out kind of what he likes? Does that help you at all, like when you can kind of go through that conversation with him multiple times?
Just going back to Drew or Teddy or Luke McCown or whoever's starting, I think, yeah, Taysom. I mean, I want to hear what they like, but I also want to hear what they don't like or feel comfortable with. I think that's important to know. And then hopefully every once in a while there's something I really like maybe, and you know, if I've done a good enough job, I've given them the looks that it's one that they like as well. And sometimes we get to that meeting and maybe it's for next week, you know. But I think it's a good process.
Is there a stat of the week for this week?
Stat of the week. Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
So we were talking about turnovers. You know, there's takeaways, which is a defensive stat. There's giveaways, which is an offensive stat. And then there's differential. And I was just curious to find out what's the number one best turnover differential in the history of our league. So that means turnovers offset by takeaways. And so it's obviously in the high plus something or other. Any guesses? So
This is history of the league? Going
history ever.
Green Bay?
Single season or?
Single season, yeah.
Single season.
Oh, single season, okay. No, plus 30. So.
Yeah.
30-something? All right. Washington in 1983, they were plus 43. They were 16 and 14. Excuse me. They had 16 games. They were 14 and 2. So that's adding up their takeaways and their giveaways. I don't have specifics as to how many but 43 is the next best numbers: 33, 30, 29, 28, 28, 28, 26. So it's 10 higher than the pretty considerable.
Do you know
That's-
what y'all's best is in the season?
I think it was 2009. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Even exceeded your own expectations maybe coming here the first couple of weeks, or is this kind of what you thought when you were signing up with the team that's had a lot of success in the front?
Oh yeah, for sure. Success is something I definitely expected to happen, but not just out of nowhere. We practice and we train hard every day preparing for it, so it's definitely not a surprise.
Has your role kind of been what you anticipated it being too? A lot of the inside-outside stuff?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was expecting.
I think Daniel Jones is averaging like probably 7 yards a carry in his career. He's maybe a little bit faster than people give him credit for, maybe.
Yeah.
What kind of stands out to you when you're watching him just kind of move around, scrambling, and design runs, that sort of stuff?
He's good at it. He knows he can run. You see him just trying to outrun guys, not going down right away, not sliding right away like you see a lot of other quarterbacks doing. So yeah, we know he's a runner, and we prepared for that.
Inside or out, do you have a preference for either? Do you like them both pretty much the same?
Oh yeah, I pretty much like them both. I feel like production comes from both sides, and the more I can do, the more I can actually produce.
Did you ever play on the nose before? I know they have you on the nose in that 3-man front sometimes. Is that something you did before you came here ever?
Oh yeah, for sure. In KC, I was doing that a little bit too. It just kind of gives the center mix-up, a different guy. He's seeing somebody else, and I bring something else to the table than the usual nose or tackle.
What's the different thing you feel like you bring to the table there?
Speed, my length. The stuff that gives me advantages at the end kind of works inside too.
How do you feel like your length helps you overall?
My length, just getting on guys real quick. I'm able to put my hands on them before they can put their hands on me, and that changes a lot.
This happened at least once last week. When you get into the quarterback and you have just a massive frame and you can just obscure the quarterback's vision, how do you go about doing that when you kind of make that mental decision where you're like, I don't think I'm going to get there, but I can affect it?
In my head, it's always like get there, and then once you see the ball's gone, that's like, okay, you don't want a penalty, like slow up. But my mentality is always just to get there. Hands come up just automatically. I don't think it's really a timing thing. Kind of when they pat the ball, bring their elbows up.
What is just having Marshawn on the field? What does that do for y'all defensively?
Yeah.
He's obviously one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah. Our backfield works so good with our front. You see us as a D line trying to stop the run, making sure those guys don't have to tackle, and that frees them up to just cover. They know all I got to do is cover the whole game. If I don't have to go inside there and make a lot of tackles, it frees them up. So we work with each other and kind of help each other out that way.
There was like moments last week. It seemed like you guys had like 8 guys stacked on the line, and you're able to kind of play those corners up. That helps y'all
so much.
Give like very varied looks to the quarterbacks.
Obviously, y'all are dealing with some injuries right now, but just top to bottom, is this the best pass rushing group, like pure pass rushing group you've played with?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just from a skill standpoint to even, or really our coordination, we all know what we can do, and we're just on point with everything. We know where somebody's going to be in a certain pass rush game that we have. We communicate a lot. If somebody's getting a certain look the whole game, we try and give them something that'll help them with that look, just different things. So I feel like our communication's really good as a D-line, and that helps our pass rush.
The Juice Boys mentality, I guess, started with the linebackers.
Oh, yeah.
But the defense as a whole has kind of embraced that. What does that, I guess, mean to you?
Hey, I mean, our team as a whole has embraced it. It's awesome when you see something trickle from linebackers all the way to Jameis now saying Juice Boys. He's like, is that Juice? Juice Boy? You know, so it's like, it's cool. It's awesome to see the whole team come together over, around a, you know, central goal and theme. But yeah, it's cool. The Juice Boys really brought the juice, and you saw that in camp, and that just like grew. It grew into something awesome.
Talk about communication. Sean Payton talked about the crowd noise this week kind of maybe playing a factor. Is that something that's just extra important for you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be my first home game there, so it's something that's been harped on. We've practiced a lot with the noise, so yeah, we know it's going to be a lot of signaling, communication, not a lot of talking, but just communication is key when you can't hear anything.
What's the emphasis on making sure Saquon doesn't get outside the edges and setting those edges and making sure you keep him in the middle field so you can kind of, you know, gang tackle or stop him in that sense?
First is knowing that, you know, you got to keep him inside. That's something he does. He likes to bounce a lot. But it's just doing our job, and that's what it kind of comes down to every day. Especially as a D-line, we got the responsibility of really, like I said, like we don't want our back end making tackles. We want it on us. So, yeah, just holding our gaps and doing our job.
Hey, you talked a little about Daniel Jones using his legs. You know, when you're going up against a team, you know, is going to run some read option, zone read type plays. You know, what are the keys you're kind of working on throughout the week as you get ready for that?
I mean, film. You watch a lot of film. You see the mistakes a lot of other teams make with that type of offense, and you just try and correct the mistakes other teams did, so you don't make them.
Back to the Superdome. You've never played there, have you? In like a real game.
Yeah, no.
You excited?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited, man. I mean, I played there against the Saints, you know, and
Yeah.
I felt that energy. Just from the team alone. So I can imagine when we have fans and everybody there, you know.
Experience in Arrowhead help a little bit?
A little bit, probably. You know, I mean, that was my first NFL experience, so that crowd noise is crazy, as everyone knows. And yeah, it's something I dealt with or played with for 4 years. All right, appreciate you guys.
Tony Jones next.
Covered Kansas City right before.
Good, man. Just living life.
Happy to be home?
Definitely. Tired of being in a hotel room. You know, it's tough. It's tough when you got dogs too, so yeah.
How many dogs?
Two.
Two? Okay.
A Frenchie and a Boston Terrier.
At least they're not bigger.
You know, you running around and stuff. It's tough in there.
Those Frenchies are hyper too, man.
Mine's actually not that hyper. She's more of like a drama queen though. Like she's like laid back, but be alright.
Excited to play at home this week?
Definitely, cause I mean, I didn't get to see a game like that, like, you know, like with fans and stuff. Cause last year, you know, cause COVID, we didn't have fans really like that. So I mean, I'm excited to see it. Just to be there and just to be in that type of atmosphere. So it'd be cool.
How would you kind of grade your performance through 3 weeks? Has it been kind of up to your expectations?
Like it's been a learning process, you know. In the preseason, you know, I thought I was doing good, you know, and stuff like that. But going versus the ones and stuff, it's a little faster and stuff. So I'm starting to learn the game more. Just trying to just do the best that I can to help the team win.
You know, coming back from the Panthers game, obviously there just wasn't much room on the ground.
Yeah.
And it was a really kind of concerted effort, I think, to get the ground game more involved last week. You know, what were your kind of feelings on that?
Coach just had to say that that the team that wins is going to have the most yards rushing, and so Coach made it a point to just like rush the ball good, and then like I think we did.
Is there any effect on you guys, the backs, when the offensive line has guys going in and out? Does it help to have like continuity up there for you as a back, or does it not make a difference?
No, because our line is really good, like from top to bottom. So when like someone goes down, someone comes up, and they're the same way. The hole's still gonna be there, and like I just gotta find them.
Tony, it's kind of like the most important thing for you when you're running those outside zones. Like are you kind of comfortable hitting those? Does it take some time to kind of get used to running those? Or?
Yeah, they're like a little different. Like when you hear like outside zone, like you think it's like outside, like you're supposed to sprint out there, but no, like it's kind of like you got to be more patient than like an inside zone. Like you got to read out the whole defense instead of a half a defense, and when you learn that, then it slows down a little bit.
Was that something that you ran before coming to the pros? Or
No.
Something you kind of had to learn?
Not at all.
So, like, just if you're like explaining that to somebody who doesn't really watch a lot of football, like what's kind of like the most important thing for you to do on those plays? Like,
I would say the most important thing is just don't fall for the cheese. Like if you see something backside or front side, just be patient. Don't rush to it, and like just let it come to you.
does that fit your style? You think that
Yeah, definitely because me, like I'm not the fastest back, so like I have to make things slow down. I have to read things out more to make myself look faster, to make the defense outsmart themselves. So.
And how do you kind of work on patience? Because it's just one of those things that's like, you can't do a drill for patience, but you got to work on it sometimes.
To work on that type of stuff, it's like in the off season and in camp and stuff. Like you just got to make yourself like wait longer. Like like you can't just burst into something when you haven't seen the whole picture. So, like you just got to work on it in drills and stuff, routes. Like you just got to work on just being more patient and just reading it out.
Is that how you make things slow down? Is just through that patience?
Definitely. When like you slow down, it like makes the defense think more, and it makes them go out of position, and it makes you see the hole better. And when you hit it, you're going full speed, and they done slow down because you slowed down back then.
I think during a training camp, you talked about how you had to kind of find your way to the NFL through the back door. Are they letting you through the front door now? Or?
Hey man, I'm just gonna keep the back door mentality. Just keep just keep grinding and just keep trying to make my way to the top and keep making my job feel like it's solidified a little bit. But it's never promised. So.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah. This word out.
important is it having Marshawn out there for y'all? What does he do that allows y'all to keep the best version of y'all's defense?
10 tackles, a pick, TFL, what was it, 9 targets, 4 catches, 47 yards? 10 targets, 4 catches, all right. Yeah. That's why. That's what he do.
Yeah.
What you pay him for?
Yeah.
What, the highest paid? One of the highest paid?
Second highest.
Might as well say highest paid. Might as well make him the highest. Come back, catch a pick, 10. What, a broken hand, a cast? Yeah. You know the impact he can do.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
CJ, not a lot of people like playing as much as you do. What was missing the game like for you?
It was sickening. It's sick watching it sitting down in the game. I'm back now, so I put 100%. You see what happened when we come back with that swag? It get crazy out there. So I don't like missing no games because you can't bring that same juice when you watching it when you playing. So besides talking crap, they can't throw a flag on you. But other than that, I'm fine with that.
How crazy is it going to be this weekend when you finally get a chance to play in front of a home crowd for the first time?
I feel sorry for them boys. We ain't been home in almost, 3 months? We ain't played in the dome for real almost, 2 months? Am I saying that right?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
I had a crowd in 2 years.
If you don't count the preseason, 2 years, with a full rookie years last time we had it.
Yeah.
Minnesota, so they in for a rude awakening on Sunday. 12 o'clock, it's going to feel like 7:30 p.m. Get ready.
TJ, what has Chris Richard brought now that you've worked with him for a couple of months?
Physical. Be us. Do what we've been doing. I mean, y'all see I'm chill right now, so they working on just keep me monotone and just level-headed. So I say the approach that he tells me is just be the same you every day and just go with prepared instead of going in unprepared and nervous. Like, the more you overstudy, I feel like you're going to go in there so nervous, you don't know what's going to come. So I feel like the preparation that he helped us with, not throwing too much at us and just letting us understand the game and practicing and playing with each other. Like, even just swapping different players in, like Roby to Heath, like getting the feel for everybody. So the message is be fast, physical, and be us.
Physical was the very first word you said,
Physical.
though.
Yeah.
He wants to see you guys get at it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think nobody can hold us on the back end when we playing like a pack. You know what I'm saying? So I credit him for everything he's done since he's been here. I'm glad he's here.
Hey, kind of mentioned Juice, DeMario and Cam started up that Juice Boys thing.
Juice? You
Yeah.
want some juice?
Juice Boys.
You want some juice?
Look, I don't need any juice. As you can see, I got so much juice right now.
I feel you.
Yeah. No, I like.
It's a contagious.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no enthusiasm or passion, what I told y'all about the rule, if you ain't got no passion, you shouldn't be out here. So just to see that they got something to motivate them, it motivate me. I'm part of Juice Boys. I play with them. Everybody's on the team part of Juice Boys. It don't matter from the 11 on defense, 11 on offense. It's a team thing. So when you say Juice Boys, that's the whole Saints organization. That's everybody included. And that's just contagious throughout. You see me bring that every Sunday. So I'm just happy to be here. Like I said, I'm just happy to be a part of this turned up Juice Boy group. That's what you call us?
No, that's what DeMario calls it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think if you're saying the whole organization, I think you're saying J-Mac for the Juice Boys too. So.
Everybody, even Jay Roman.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. That's it?
Yeah.
We good? Man, I'm going
Thanks,
home, man. I love y'all, man. I'm going, man.